Alrighty, folks. In today's psychological lecture, we're essentially going to be covering how to avoid and step away after a loss. Not necessarily avoid, but more so over step away once you lose. Now, the biggest thing I want you guys to realize when anytime you consume information from me specifically, you have to dissect what is applicable to you and what is not applicable to you, right? Because the problem is a lot of you guys will consume information, but then you'll take in advice that isn't applicable to what's happening in your life. It's almost like, hey, it's almost like me saying, hey, you should go buy these tires or these wheels for this BMW car and you drive a Mercedes. You'd be sitting there and saying, well, why the fuck would I buy those Mercedes rims, or sorry, BMW rims, if I drive a Mercedes? Doesn't make sense. So majority of the advice I give out to you guys need to dissect and individualize to your personal journey. And I want to tell you guys this specifically, and I also want to explain to you, you guys are expecting to watch this video and then have an immediate solution and be able to fix your problems right after this. But what I'm saying here is you're going to watch this video and you're still going to blow accounts after this video. Now, you need to be okay with that happening. What you cannot be okay with is continuously making the repetitive same mistakes. You need to take in and digest this information, and then from there, identify how to actually fix your problems based off of the advice I'm giving you. So I will say the vast majority of people can't step away after a loss because of intrinsic psychological issues. Now, what does this stem from? This stems from the fact of you taking an execution, losing that execution, and then immediately taking another execution. Now, those days in which you do that, maybe you win the second trade. What ends up happening is your brain tells you on a day-by-day basis, the next day, and the next day, and the next day, well, on Tuesday, I took a losing trade, and then I immediately reversed my position, and I took a winning trade, and then from there, right, I should be able to do that every day. So then what happens after Tuesday? On Wednesday, you take a losing trade, and then the second trade comes along. You're like, well, yesterday, I took that losing trade, and the second trade that ended up actually happening, I ended up making money off that. So if I do the same thing today, the same thing should happen. I should make money off this second trade. And then you lose that second trade, and then you're like, well, shit, I did that Tuesday, but I can't do that today on Wednesday. And then you go on the third trade, and the fourth trade, and the fifth trade, and then by the end of the session, your account's blown. This is what my problem is when you tend to void away from a strict set of rules, other random things that should not be okay ends up becoming okay. And when you are okay with certain things happening and certain things that you know you should not be doing, repetition ends up failing and constantly happening. And you keep failing and failing and failing and failing. So what I want you to do after this video, strict set of rules. Strict set of rules that are applicable to your trading strategy, and apply those rules and have punishments for those rules. For example, the worst punishment with a trader that has a gambling mindset is not having the ability to trade. So what a solution for that is saying, okay, well, I have one trade a day. If I lose that one trade a day and I take another execution, then the following trading day, I am not allowed to trade. Now, if you are incapable of even following these rules, then maybe trading is not for you. And where you'll find the discipline to start following your trading rules is like the most repetitive lesson I constantly teach: external discipline. If you can't follow your rules in other sets of your life, how do you expect to follow rules inside of trading? This is a very, very easy psychological practice I tell a lot of my students to follow. If you cannot follow your rules outside of trading with basic shit, like putting your laundry in the washer and dryer, or cleaning up your room and having it spotless, how do you expect to have discipline correlate specifically inside of trading? 0 plus 0 will always equal 0. But if you have 1 plus 0, you end up progressing. If you have 1 plus 1, you end up progressing faster. If you have 1 plus 2, you end up seeing substantial results. And what I mean with that analogy is, if you start cleaning your room, you find the discipline to go to the gym every day, you start finding the discipline to eating a proper diet, you start finding the discipline to training your best and your absolute best in the gym. That's 4 things, plus maybe you don't have the discipline inside of trading, plus 0. Well, that still equals 4. It's better than nothing. And then the next week, well, you start finding a little bit better discipline inside of executing. You start executing better. And all of those external discipline actions, cleaning your room, making your bed, having a good diet, going to the gym, all of those things start compounding. You start seeing results week after week. And when I say results, I don't directly mean, oh, you start getting payouts immediately. I mean, you start gauging price better, you become less emotional in the marketplace, which then in turn, once you practice those things after a long enough time duration, what ends up happening is you start making a lot more money. Because of the fact the outcome is just the outcome. Money is a byproduct of you following your trading rules. It's not your ability to be the best trader. It's not your ability to do X, Y, and Z. It's your ability to follow your trading rules and your trading protocol. Because if you are an incapable person and incapable to follow your trading rules, everything will fall apart right under your feet. Like I mentioned, you could have a 99.9% win rate. 99.9%, you can be the best day trader on the planet Earth. But if that 0.1% chance of you losing and blowing your account when you lose, your win rate is not applicable to you. It doesn't matter how much you win. Now, in a realistic fashion, majority of you have anywhere from a 40 to 60% win rate. So you need to start realizing, hey, if I have specifically a 40 to 60% win rate, that means specifically I should lose statistically, not emotionally, statistically 60, 50, 40% of the time I am going to take losing trades. Now, it is okay for me to take losing trades. What is not okay is for me to blow my account and going on tilt and feeling fear and FOMO and greed to rush executions after the outcome hits me in my face. So my best piece of advice for all of you guys that are struggling right now with losing trades, and my best piece of advice for all of you guys that are finding such struggle overcoming losing trades and following your strategy, is simply identifying and being okay with your win rate. Whatever your win rate is based off of the collected data you have, you should be okay intrinsically with taking losses based off of that data because it's statistics. You can't go wrong with statistics. It tells you the information right in front of your face. If you lose 60, 50, 40% of the time, you should be okay with that because that's what the statistics show you indirectly in your face. But the moment you take one losing trade, everything goes to hell. And this is where the issue is that majority of day traders have. And the solution to it is to build external discipline outside of your life. Building discipline with making your bed, building discipline with going to the gym, building discipline specifically with all aspects and realms you can imagine and envision in your life right now. Because then that discipline will correlate inside of day trading. The problem is you have no sense of discipline in any aspect of your life right now. You don't go to the gym, you're lazy, you're fat, your bed is disgusting, you probably have crumbs from food in your bed. No aspect of your life is clean, it's all dirty. No girl wants to talk to you because you're just a bum. And this is me being honest with you guys. I love you guys. I love all my viewers, but you guys need to fix your life. That's how you start making money because you know you have a profitable strategy. You know your win rate's high. But I would say the vast majority of day traders are just dorks, right? People will say, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a day trader. And they're like, oh, that's the last thing I would say that you would be. And I'll sit back and I'll be like, wait, why? Why do you think? And they'll say, oh, well, I just think every day trader is just like a nerd. And the reason why that is because majority of people who try to pursue a career in day trading are just nerds. They have no sense of ambition. They have terrible mental, right? They have terrible psychology. Their bed is not made. Their laundry's all over the place. They smell like shit. They look like shit. No girl wants to talk to them. This is the reality, bro. You need to be very realistic with your life right now. You need to be realistic with how you look. You need to be realistic with what you've accomplished in life. You need to be realistic with how cleanly and what aspects of your life are cleanliness, right? What aspects of my life are clean right now? What aspects am I good in life right now? And what are my weaknesses? Where can I know I could be improving that could cause discipline and disruption of discipline and increase discipline in my life right now? Genuinely ask yourself right now, self-reflect. And you need to be honest with yourself, bro. If that laundry has been sitting in your closet for 3 months, no wonder you have no discipline on the charts. Because that dirty ass laundry has been sitting there. That's just one analogy I'll repeat, but it's just with everything in your life. You need to ask yourself, am I doing the best to my ability to being disciplined in all aspects and realms of my life right now? The answer is no. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to prove to me anything. You need to prove to yourself and be honest with yourself. What aspects of my life are going to hell right now? And what aspects of my life are shit right now? Well, okay, my bed's dirty. Salmon's right. I go look at my bed right now. My bed's dirty. Salmon's right. Well, that laundry has been sitting in my room for 2 weeks now. I haven't done the laundry. I know he's right. Well, I haven't got a haircut in 2 months. I look like shit. I smell nasty. I know intrinsically he's right because people have told me I smelled bad. This is not even me trying to be funny, bro. And I'm not. You guys will look and listen to this advice and you'll be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I am telling you this out of experience because I used to be that guy. I used to be the guy that smelled bad. I used to be the guy that had no discipline. I used to be the guy that never made his bed. I used to be the guy that had laundry sitting in his room always. I used to be that guy. And now I'm that guy that has every aspect of his life dialed in. My relationship with God is good. I'm consistent with my prayers. I have discipline there. I have the discipline to make my bed every single day. Even if I feel like shit and I don't want to do it, I make my bed. I have the discipline to do my laundry. At least I outsourced it to my little brother. I pay him $50 a month to do it. Every aspect of my life right now is discipline. I've outsourced every aspect of my life to build discipline in my life. And this is why my performance while trading is so good, because there's no aspect of my life that does not have discipline in it. But genuinely, I'll look at these trading influencers and like no shame and no hate to them. They're all really good people. They give decent advice. But it's like, bro, it's like how can I take advice from you? And this is my old thought process back then when I was unprofitable. How can I take advice from you when you're either really skinny, really fat, you look like shit, you have no aspect of discipline in your life? Like majority of these guys, they do the most heinous shit. And then they'll end up coming out. It's not even trading influencers, just influencers as a whole. They'll just do heinous shit, nasty shit. It's like they have like a porn addiction or they have this addiction. And like, look, everyone struggles with their own shit, right? Everyone struggles with their own shit. Everyone has their own demons. But the biggest way to see progression at a fast rate is understanding what your demons are. How do I fix my demons? Even in my life right now, I still have demons that I need to solve in order to get to the next chapter of my life. So no one's perfect. And by all means, I'm not saying you guys should strive for perfectionism. But the fastest, sure way to see progression at a rapid rate is identifying what are your individual problems with discipline in your life in order to be able to step away after those losses. Because there's never going to be a direct solution like, yo, do this and you can step away for your losses in trading. That's just not how trading works. But it's the external to internal habits lead to succession inside of day trading. That's how you see progression. It's not off the backbone and off the basis of, oh, okay, yo, viewer, just do this while you trade and you'll be good. 100% you'll be good. No, if that was the case, everyone would be posting YouTube videos of, this is exactly how you're going to step by step walk away after a loss. That's not the reality, G. The reality is you need to better your life and the discipline around the aspects of your life in order to actually start seeing progression. And the unfortunate reality out of the 1 to 2,000 viewers that watch this video, I want to say 1 to 3% of you guys will actually better your life. And you need to be honest and truthful with yourself. Am I ready to really get to that next chapter of my life? Am I truly ready to get to that next chapter of my life? And if the answer is yes, you need to make the intention now specifically of how you are going to better your life. Not tomorrow, not the next week, not the next month, not the next year. Oh, the next year's going to be for me, bro. I promise you, I feel it. 2026. No. Why? You have the solution directly in your face now. Take action now instead of later, and you'll see progression faster. This is the laws of the universe. This is how life works. If you do an action now, you'll reap the rewards of it sooner. If that action takes longer for you, the progression aspects is going to take longer. This was my problem, is I knew all of these problems even at a young age, 15, 16. I knew the solutions to my problems. It just took me years to implement those solutions. And then when I started implementing the solutions, that's when I started seeing actual change in my life. There's no magic pill with this shit. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could tell you guys. I love you guys so much. I wish I could tell you guys, yo, viewers, just start doing this and you'll be all right, right? You can step away after a loss. You'll be all right. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. You're going to actually need to start bettering your life in all aspects and facets of your life in order to start seeing progression. This is how day trading works. So I love you guys. I really wish that you take this video and you start actually bettering your life and not just sitting in the same shoes that you've been in the last 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 months. Start genuinely, after this video, go do the laundry, bro. After the video, go make your bed, bro. After the video, go focus on how you're going to break down to better your diet. After this video, go train so fucking hard in the gym and make the intention. This is where the superpower is. To make the genuine intention, because if your word is truly your bond and anything that comes out of your mouth is actually the truth, anything you say you can implement into your life right now. Not in 3 months, not in 6, not in 9, not in 12 months. And I promise you, as a personal guarantee, you start applying these things, you're not going to see a direct solution tomorrow. You're not going to start ripping $20,000 payouts tomorrow. But the amount of progression in your life you'll see within the charts and within your life will be substantial, where you'll get addicted to progression, and then your life will change. So however long you want it to take, it will take, my G. That being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next psychological lecture. If you made it to the end of this one, like always, I want to hear your thoughts based off of what you thought, genuinely what you thought about this lecture. Did this lecture help you? Did you become better after this lecture? Are you going to actually follow what you say after this lecture? What are you going to do? The choice is yours. Let me know in the comment section what you're going to do. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next lecture.